back to the Blue Jays Today show, where today, guys, my goodness, are we ever so back. Blue Jays just swept the the Athletics in a 4-game series and are currently on a 5-game win streak. And they did it in dramatic fashion. Offense going crazy balls. I mean, there were so many good players offensively for the Blue Jays. At one point, it was this guy, Jay of the Week. At the other point, it was the other guy. It was literally Bo Bichette, Jay of the Week. Then it was Ernie Clement. And then it'll be the guy who's on the thumbnail. I mean, spoiler, it's going to be Addison Barger. But my goodness, what a fun series. Pitching obviously wasn't there so much, meaning the starting pitching. But, I mean, when you win 4 games in a row, who can actually complain at this point, right? I'm your host, Adam Peddle, guys.
And I'm your host, Nicholas Playlog. And that was, I mean, that was the best series of the year, right? Awesome. And I would go so far to say that that might be the best series that I have seen from the Toronto Blue Jays, especially the offensive side of things, maybe since 2021. Like, actually.
Oh, yeah. I think there was some stat out there that was like, oh, this is the best month. Oh, not even just series. Best month offensively since September 2022.
Sure.
You know, like, that's how crazy
Yeah, I think I saw the same thing. And I fully believe it, right? Now, a big part of that month was, honestly, this past series. 4 games, 39 total runs from the Toronto Blue Jays offense in those 4 games. I mean, it takes some pretty quick math to know that they were just shy of averaging 10 runs a game in that 4-game series against the Athletics. And I know it is the Athletics. They are very bad. We'll get into how bad their pitching staff really is, because that was obviously a contributing factor to all of this. But to have a series at the beginning of last week where they scored 4 runs,
right,
and then to bounce back immediately, no off days, nothing of the sort whatsoever, flying home, and then to put up 39 runs with 11 home runs, by the way, from I think it was 5 or 6 different individuals over the course of the weekend. That is fucking awesome.
Yeah, and you mentioned it before, they play to their opponents, right? When you had Texas Rangers with the #1 pitching staff, or excuse me, starting rotation in baseball, well, yeah, they only score 4 runs, but they still win the series. They still manage to win it and put up, you know, they're playing to their offense too, like our pitching staff put up, right? And then vice versa, you got the Athletics who have got the complete opposite, where it's crap pitching, you know, pretty good offense, and look what happens. So the point is, this whole week, 7 games, they go 6-1. And that's winning. Like, who cares if it's the Athletics? Who cares if it's the Rangers? You're winning. And that's all that matters at this point when you have, again, a very weak AL East. Blue Jays are second, baby.
Yeah.
Right in it.
Well, let's pull up the Athletics stats just to, you know, again, further hammer the point home that this was not a good baseball team. Because I already understand that there's going to be people in the comments down below saying it was the Athletics, it doesn't mean a whole lot, whatever. And I do hear that, okay? They are 28th in starting pitching ERA, and they are 30th in relief pitching ERA. If you were to go to their last 15 days team-wide ERA, it's like 7.5. So it's not very good, right? But on, you know, forgetting all that for a second, good teams beat bad teams.
Correct.
Right? Good team, that's just what they do. When you have a bad team and you are a good team, you are expected to beat them. That's what happened this weekend.
That's right.
And it was in dominating fashion as well, right? The last game got a little bit tight there, but pretty much every other game, it was like, all right, Toronto Blue Jays are running away with this thing. And, you know, like, there's just no stopping this train of offense. So for all those people, all those haters in the comments being like, it's the Athletics, doesn't fucking matter, like, you know, whatever. And again, I understand we're going to see what they do against the Phillies, which we will be breaking down later in this video. But good teams beat bad teams. They just demolished a bad team, and I mean, I couldn't be happier about it.
They beat the Rangers. They swept the Athletics. Like, what more can you ask for? I can't really complain right now, guys. Welcome in, everybody, to the 82 people in here. Hit that like button and subscribe to Blue Jays Today if you're just joining in. I love seeing all the comments. Everyone's saying, like, you know, super hype, super awesome. We swept. Even Lisa's husband, Andy, here is saying, you know, when you're up, you're up. When you're down, you're down. That's what it felt like this season. Right now, we are on the up.
This is the highest that we've been.
This is literally the highest all season.
6-1 in the week? Are you kidding? I mean, like, think about it. 7 days ago, when we were on Blue Jays Today show, 6-1. I mean, what were we? Like 3 games, 2 games below 500?
Yeah.
Something like it was like, oh shit. Like, you know, if they have a bad week this week, oof, we are
Right.
like, we know that we're bad, and the opposite happened, and now we're thinking to ourselves, damn, maybe we might even be good.
Now another guy who actually might be good, maybe even better than good. This guy might actually be elite and a solid, maybe a star budding right now for the Toronto Blue Jays. And that is your Jay of the week, everybody. Set it off the top, baby.
It's a Blue Jays Today guy. We love him. I think both Adam and I are going to be getting this guy's jersey sooner rather than later. But I mean, Addison Barger is just he's a guy. And
he's elite, man.
If you weren't already bought in to what Barger is doing, let's walk you through some of the numbers because they are pretty damn good right now. Going over here to Addison Barger, this is the OPS in the month of May.
This is the month of May.
Yep, I know his numbers, man. He's got a 292 average and an OPS of 887 that led the Toronto Blue Jays in OPS in that entire month. And when you go to this past week, I mean,
it was number one.
It is absolutely insane. That's what's going to happen when you have 3 games back to back to back, hitting a home run. Some of them being in very clutch moments, might I add you. This is somebody that we absolutely can get excited about. And I posted a video this morning, and it wasn't even an original thought, okay? It wasn't an original thought. I believe it was on the JD Bunkus show, and I'm so sorry. I cannot remember who said it, but somebody said it somewhere, that this guy has the makings, could maybe be a little bit of Josh Donaldson-esque, type of individual. I said the same thing in a short this morning. What are your thoughts on that? And just Addison Barger overall.
Comparing the game defensively, I see a lot of Josh Donaldson. Definitely a better arm than Josh Donaldson, but Josh Donaldson could gobble up the best of them over there at third base. Very hard balls. He can gobble them up. But then offensively speaking, he swings the bat hard. He plays hard. He plays harder than anybody that we see on the Blue Jays. He plays 150, 180% every single time. Now, as a person, definitely a lot nicer than Josh Donaldson, but he does have that mentality, and he does come up in the clutch moments, right? I mean, look, like that Sunday home run, for example, when they were down 4-2, and there's 2 runners on base, and he hits a bomb, and the hype that the stadium was, the hype he was rounding that first base bag, how could you not get excited? I mean, hey, we got him for 6 years, got him longer than Josh Donaldson. He's younger than Josh Donaldson, and he has potential to be a Silver Slugger one day.
100%. And I do think that it's a little unfair that, and I'm part of the problem here, us comparing somebody that is so young, so early in his career to somebody that won MVP. Because, that's obviously putting a lot of lofty expectations, a lot of lofty hopes on the guy. But it's only because we believe in the talent, we believe in what he brings. For me, it's always been about the effort. And I will say that 10 times out of 10, right? I hate it when I watch, and Guerrero is the usual suspect of this, but I hate it when I watch guys, kind of saunter out of the box or not looked, just don't look like they are there. Because how am I supposed to be invested in this ball team if when I'm watching it, it doesn't look like you're invested? Addison Barger, when he was coming up, and when he wasn't playing very good, and you saw that OPS, you saw that batting average, low 200 batting average, OPS, around the 600 mark, he was playing just as hard as he is right now. It does not matter what the stats say for him. He will always be giving you 110%, and that's what I love about the guy. It's like we could be down 10 runs in a game, and I still think that he would be fully 100% given. 100%. And that alone makes it so I can just buy in on the guy. And then of course, on top of all of that, you have just gobs of talent, and so much innate power, man, that the power is crazy.
I like this comment, bringer of pain, because it looks like when he swings the baseball bat, those baseballs actually become alive and feel the pain because of that swing. I mean, looking over right here, and we've all seen the baseballs on. If you haven't already, it's pretty damn good. Look at the expected numbers. They're all in the upper 90s, right? 97, 99, 94, 94, 92. Those are all expected batting average, expected slugging, expected WOBA, hard hit percentage. And speaking of which, if you look at the average exit velocity, which he's 99th, by the way, in all of baseball, you could see why.
Yeah.
He is there amongst the greatest in all of baseball right now in terms of hard hits. O'Neal Cruz having a big breakout year. I mean, we always knew this guy hits the ball hard, throws the ball hard, just like Barger. Ohtani, enough said. Judge, one of the greatest players to ever play the game. Enough said. Right behind Judge is Addison Barger, only 0.5 average exit velocity lower than one of the greatest home run hitters of all time.
Yeah.
If you don't get excited about that, then you don't understand modern baseball at all, because this guy's got a direct path to being a silver slugger, like I mentioned.
That's the thing, right? Like, when you're up this high on this type of list, like, this is an important list, guys.
Yes, it is.
And when you continue to look down the list, it's like, I see all-star after all-star. I see MVP candidate after MVP candidate. Like, this is the type of statistics that really do showcase what somebody is worth, right? And the fact that he is up there with those guys indicates that, honestly, up until this point, the guy's probably been getting kind of unlucky. And actually, the numbers in May are much more representative of what you can hope to expect from Addison Barger moving forward, assuming, of course, the league doesn't adjust to him one way or, you know, what have you. Because obviously, that's going to be the next thing, right? You know, like, he's doing so well right now, you're going to see the league adjust. But ultimately, what we are seeing from Addison Barger is a breakout candidate, and that's not something that we've seen for a long period of time. You know, the last time that we had a big breakout was kind of like Manoah, and then before that it was maybe Kirk, you know, and like, that's awesome, that's great. Like, those guys, hopefully Manoah can be a staple. Kirk is obviously a staple, but we haven't had like a big offensive threat come, you know, from our rookie minor league system in a long period of time. When you think about the good playoff teams, you think about the Yankees, like, they get that. It feels like they get that every other year.
The Mets, they got Vientos out of nowhere. That was
their
third baseman.
Gets it, you know, like Baltimore, of course they get it, right? It's like other teams get it. We haven't got it in a while. We're due. Addison Barger is it.
Yeah, he is, man. So shout out to Addison Barger, and shout out to everybody who is on our X right now voting. I put out a little poll, like, probably about maybe 45 minutes ago. If you want to vote on it, go on our X, click link in the description. You'll find our X. I asked you guys who's the J of the month. Brought up all the big stats. Barger leading the team in OPS, like we mentioned. Gosman leading starting pitchers in ERA with 281. Clement leading the team in WAR at 1.3, which is also a crazy story. We're getting that in the middle.
Yeah, it is. It's nuts.
Rodriguez as well, only 1 run, 17 innings pitched. Clear favorite. 64% of you said Barger. So Barger, you are the J of the month.
J of the week, J of the month. I mean, keep it up, dude. You'll be J of the fucking year, because you're honestly you're saving us right now, man.
You are,
the
man.
lack of, and that's the thing, you know. Okay, we had Dalton Varsho go to the IL. That's a big blow, right? That's a big blow. On top of that, you know, we haven't had Anthony Santander really at all.
No.
Pull up the WAR. I saw you pulling it up. Look at this. Okay, those contributions that you're missing right now in Varsho and in Santander, you are getting from Addison Barger. He's third in fucking WAR, guys.
He's played half the season.
That's the thing, right? Like, every other guy that he's there with, they've played 20 more games than he has.
Yeah.
And he's right there behind Guerrero, behind Ernie Clement, which is also a wild
we have to talk about that guy,
by the way. But this is what we needed to see, man. If Santander is not going to be able to do it, and if Dalton Varsho is going to be injured, like, we had to have the breakout. Barger's the guy. Third hitter until proven otherwise.
I was going to say, man, if this guy's not batting 3 every single day, that's a big mistake. That's a colossal mistake.
Listen, man. I mean, say what you will about John Schneider. I respect the fact that we made that move as early on as we did.
But then
he was pretty quick with it.
Yeah, but then recently he has been like putting him like, although Sunday I think he did bat 4 if I'm not mistaken. But recently he's been moving him down in the lineup because he had Santander there. But now that he's gone, now Varsho's gone, there's no reason not.
There's absolutely no reason. Like, he is, like, again, I'm 3 or 4. I don't really care, but like, you're in the top 4.
You got to be there. You got to bat in Bo Bichette and Vladdy.
Yes.
Like, Vladdy's gonna also. Low-key, Vladdy's not even up there. He's honorable mention for J of the month. This guy got on base every single game this month. So, like, low-key, I mean, you got to bat him in now. He's on base. So.
Yeah, 100%. And Barger is more than capable of doing that, which he has been doing up until this point. So, shout out to him, dude. Blue Jays Today guy. We got to get him back on the show if we can.
Yeah.
Let's give some credit, though, to this guy right here, Ernie Clement, Ern Dog. The fact that he is leading the Toronto Blue Jays in WAR at this point of the season. I mean, again, like, I always think about how wild it is. Like, if you would have asked me to give you the top 3 of Blue Jays WAR come June 2nd, I would have said Guerrero, obviously.
Yeah, Guerrero.
I never would have said Addison Barger or Ernie freaking. Like, never would I have said that.
I thought about that. If you were to tell me Ernie Clement's going to lead your team in WAR by June, I'd either say the team is absolute
We're done.
garbage.
We're finished.
Or Ernie Clement's an MVP candidate. But the defense on Ernie Clement is what's bringing him up there. And we know that WAR loves to reward defense. This guy is literally one of the best defenders in all of baseball this year. 100th percentile. That is the top 2, top 1 in all of baseball. So Ernie with his defense, also paired with the fact that this past week, his bat got very, very hot. As you could see, I mean, literally at one point, he was looking like the J of the week. We drove in 5 runs in one inning.
5 RBIs in the second inning. Was it game 1 or game 2? I can't remember at this point.
2, game on the Friday.
But, like, holy mother of God, right? Like, and then the following day, Ernie Clement he's just been a hit machine, right? So, like, consistently, he is coming up clutch. But honestly, the fact that this guy's 100th percentile in defense is absolutely insane. What did he do last year? Like, what was, because obviously this is a jump up, but how significant is this leap?
He was very good, still outs above average, 92nd percentile. But this year, I think it also has to do with the fact he is getting regular playing time. He got regular playing time last year, but like this is his now second full year. Like he played a lot of third, playing second now, of course, now that Jimenez is out. But he's really finding a stride. And again, he's 29 years old. Wow. He's really finding a stride.
We kind of, I'm realizing right now, we fucked up.
Why? For trading for Andres Jimenez?
What? Like, why?
I know.
Oh,
well, let's skip to that right now. There's a couple more guys we want to mention, but let's skip to that right now because you had an injury update where Andres Jimenez is coming back tomorrow, folks. That's what the latest report was. Should be activated this Tuesday at home against the Phillies. Where on earth do you put Andres Jimenez now? You can't get rid of Barger in the lineup, right at third base. No. Because you got to keep Ernie too. He's playing so well.
Yeah.
What do you do with Jimenez? Chat, let us know too. What do you do with Jimenez? What do you do with Jimenez, Nick?
I actually don't know.
I
don't know.
Here's the thing. I get it. You traded for this guy. Cool. I get it. You want him to be the guy. He's here for a long time. You're paying him good money. I get it. I don't want to touch. I don't want to disrupt this lineup right now, right? And like maybe you find a way where Barger can move to right field or left field, then you move Ernie to third and Jimenez gets it. Maybe you do a couple of those, but right now, at most, maybe you split playing time between Ernie and Jimenez, but Ernie's got to own most of the time.
I just don't think you can do that though. Like we're talking about the leader in WAR for the Jays, right? Like,
and granted, Jimenez when healthy was leading WAR, but here's the thing: his bat was not very good.
Like fucking 190.
He was batting like 190 with an OPS of 500. I can't replace him. I can't replace Ernie with that.
Can he play outfield?
Who?
Jimenez.
I don't
like
think
he's never done.
Outfield. No.
I'm grasping at straws here, man. I'm trying to find a way.
I think the only solution that I feel like they're gonna do this every third game or so at least. They might move Barger into a corner outfield slot, especially with no Anthony Santander to keep his bat in the lineup. But man, Barger's played some pretty good right field this year too.
Yeah.
So maybe you do that. Maybe get George Springer off his feet a little more because his defensive numbers have actually dropped significantly. George Springer, the age is really showing. So then in center field, you got Lucas, you got Malstraw. Left field, you got maybe left field and center. You literally got Malstraw and Lucas, but we'll see.
Look, I don't mind Barger going into outfield as long as it doesn't fuck with his rhythm.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to mess.
I don't want to mess with him. So like that's one of those things that obviously they need to figure out internally. Like, is this going to be a problem for him? Also, too, selfishly speaking, I just love watching him throw absolute laser beams from third base.
It's like automatic.
I genuinely, I feel like I kind of like shiver every time Vladdy catches it because I'm like, oh, fuck.
I know, it's gonna go
like that's literally like, ow, like that's gonna hurt me.
Yeah.
So selfishly, I love to see him over there, but that kind of feels like the only option. They're obviously committed to giving Jimenez playing time because they did make such a big investment. I would prefer it if he just doesn't play right now.
You got some.
If I'm being completely honest,
you got some people here. This is some people in the chat, right? A lot of people with their opinions. I'll read a couple of these. We got someone here saying, play Jimenez for the righties. Ernie for the lefties because Ernie does mash lefties.
Right.
That's an option. Some people just saying just keep him on the bench until proven otherwise, until like they're like Ernie cools down or
and
whatever.
That's kind of where I'm at as well. But I know that they won't do that because you did make and again, credit to Andres Jimenez. He is great defensively speaking, and there was a moment in time where his bat was looking very good, although it didn't finish. It didn't finish that way before he got injured. So, and he is again, he's supposed to be part of this future too. You have him locked down for years,
and you're paying him lots of money.
And you're paying him lots of money. So
also, this is a good question here by Sophie. Who gets optioned once? Because they're gonna have to make a move, probably today, probably tomorrow before the game. Who gets optioned right now? I mean, it's actually pretty obvious for me.
Stefanik. Yeah, time to go.
Stefanik's gone. Right? I mean, like, unless you want Davis to still get regular playing time and move him back down, that felt like a very, rash move, bringing it back up and then.
Yeah, that wouldn't make any sense to me because they just brought him up. They literally brought him up yesterday.
Exactly. So I feel like Stefanik's got to go. Also, what do you think about the whole Davis Schneider thing? I know you talked about it a little bit the other day, but like Davis Schneider. Like,
coming back?
Coming back, yeah.
I mean, I would have liked him to have more time down there.
He was doing good, but still.
He was being okay.
Yeah.
So that's where I was at. Like, I wanted him to spend a bit more time there. Davis Schneider, for me at this current juncture, is kind of like a nothing burger. And if he proves otherwise, then I'm going to feel really, really good about it. But I'm not... I'll be honest, I'm not that excited to see him in the lineup every day.
And I know there's a lot of people being like, yeah, Schneider's back. Yeah, I'm like, again, until proven otherwise, I haven't seen Schneider be Schneider in like a year and a half.
And that's the thing. Like, he was, when he got called up, I mean, in the minors, like in the time that he was away, I think he had like a 740 OPS and, along those lines. So he's doing fine, but it's not like he's really thriving or anything.
Yeah.
So, and this is the stuff that I don't know. Like, I'm not watching the Buffalo games. I don't see the way that he's approaching it. I don't see if those hits are coming off of the up and in fastball, which has always been the issue, right? Maybe he is handling it, and maybe if he has figured that out, then his game will translate. But just looking at the numbers on paper, it feels like there's not really going to be much of a difference from him right now than him one month ago.
And honestly, for me, and this might suck for a lot of Schneider fans, but I think Schneider might just be finding his role as like, you're that bench guy. You're in AAA. You're kind of riding the taxi squad. You're up, you're down, depending on how the injuries are going for the Jays. I just don't see him ever being a regular everyday starter until proven otherwise at this point.
Right, yeah. I mean, we have not seen him be elite since 2023.
That's a long time, man.
That's a long time, right?
Brandon Belt was on the team in 2023.
Seriously. Yeah, so it's a long time ago that happened. So, yeah, I mean, I'm happy to have him back, but I don't expect a whole lot from him, to be completely honest.
No, I don't. Also, I want to give another shout out here to one more player that was very good last week and honestly had a phenomenal month of May. Did you know that Bo Bichette was tied for first in May in home runs? Amongst the Toronto Blue Jays.
I was going to say,
yeah. Amongst the Toronto Blue... No, he didn't have 15 like Ohtani.
I didn't know that. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was tied for first with 7 with Dalton Varsho in the month of May because we were screaming like, where's the power, Bo? Power's coming back. The expected slugging's up there at 84th percentile. Slugging overall, 430. And again, he has 7 home runs because they all came in the month of May. But still, we're starting to finally see Bo cook. He hit 3 last week. So hopefully this is signs of good things to come because the power is what we've been screaming for.
Yeah, 100%, man. I mean, you just couldn't have Bo Bichette up there, like having a below like 650 OPS. It felt weird having your leadoff guy be that. And we know that he's better than that. We know that it was eventually going to come, or it should have come. I'm very happy with where he's at right now. I want to see it continue. We need Bo back to be successful. We know that. If we're not going to get Santander, if Varsho's going to be on and off the IL, like, we're going to need to have Bo Bichette be Bo Bichette, and we finally started to see that. So I'm very excited about it, and honestly, my fantasy team is very happy about it too, even though I keep dropping games, but that's not his fault.
No, not his fault at all. Last guy I wanted to highlight, actually probably 2 more guys, a pair in the bullpen right now that had a phenomenal month of May. It's Yariel Rodriguez and Brendan Little. Yariel Rodriguez has been low-key cooking right now. He has the most innings out of the bullpen, of course, because he usually gives you 2 at a time. He is 16 2/3. This is the last 30 days, by the way, not the month of May. It's the last 30 days, 16 2/3. Only given up 1 earned run in that time. Yariel's starting to finally shape into what we've at least expected him to be at right now, which is a very good contributor to the Toronto Blue Jays. Overall this year, his ERA is low, 2.73 with a whip under 1. So honestly, like, shout out to Yariel. I put him up there as a nomination for Jay of the month. And I think he was second to votes. Just
no,
by how good he was.
Yariel's been phenomenal for us, man. And honestly, like, the Toronto Blue Jays bullpen as a whole has been one of, I'd say, the biggest X factors for this team so far. I'm just looking up right now, like, the bullpen ERAs by team in 2025, comparatively speaking to last year. I don't know if I can find it right
We're
now.
8th. I know we're ranked 8th. I don't know the exact number.
Yeah, I don't know the exact.
compared to last year?
Yeah, well,
we were second last. I'm pretty sure.
So I'll tell you right now, I got last year's number up. So this year, so far this season, the Toronto Blue Jays have a bullpen, this is from their relievers, a bullpen ERA of 3.47, and they have a whip of 1.11. That whip, by the way, is the second best in all of baseball. Last year, in 2024, they had a 4.82 ERA from the bullpen. I don't see the whip here, but it's obviously horrendous.
Run and a half.
Yeah, we're talking about like a run and a half of difference here from last year to this year. Like, the turnaround from last year's pen to this year's pen, I don't think it's talked about enough, and I genuinely believe that it is a big difference as to why we are now having a positive record, comparatively speaking, to last year.
And we had 16 comeback wins so far this season, like when you include last Sunday. And part of that is the bullpen. You need the offense to come back, but then you need the bullpen to shut them down. And that's what the bullpen is doing right now. And Yariel's a big part of it. Obviously, I brought up Brandon Little. He is a major part of this bullpen being the good as it is. 42nd in baseball in the last 14 days. He's given up 0 runs in the month of May. So shout out to Brandon Little.
Brandon Little, to me, might be the most insane thing of this whole season. More than Ernie Clement, more than Addison Barger. I'll be the first to admit how fucking wrong I was. I said at the beginning of the year, Brandon Little is gonna have a good first stretch, and then his arm's gonna fall off and he's gonna be terrible because we only have one lefty and he can't handle that workload. Well, fuck me.
Well, there's Mason Fluharty.
Yeah, there's Mason Fluharty handling some of the load. And Brendan Little, the fact that he's got a 1.37 ERA right now, never would have seen it coming. That guy is a stud. I'm so sorry I ever doubted you, Brendan Little. I will be the first to admit that. And I'm so excited every time I see him on the bump.
Me too. He's basically an automatic, 3 up, 3 down. It feels like every single time. And like I said, Mason Fluharty is part of that. Obviously Little, don't take anything away from him, but he's part of that because you have another good lefty option in that pen for John Schneider. Someone was saying Fish Boy, Braden Fisher, low key. I know it's a 4.66, but he had an opener the other day, so that was also a problem. Out of his usual role of coming in and playing 5 up, 5 down baseball. Swanson's back. We'll see what he can do. But yeah, you even got like Eric Lauer being great. Paxton Schultz been great. We got contributions all over the place, which is great.
I would argue that a lot of, let's face it, a lot of the best bullpen arms right now are the guys that we didn't expect.
Exactly.
Right? Because who's doing bad? Jeff Hoffman's doing bad. Chad Green's being meh.
He's okay.
Jimmy Garcia's injured. Eric Swanson just came back. These are the names walking into the season we thought we could rely on.
Yeah.
And actually, the names that we are really relying on are Yariel Rodriguez, Brendan Little, Eric Lauer. Eric Lauer also doesn't get talked about enough. Every single one of those bullpen days, that guy's eating up, 3-4 innings. And he's been phenomenal, right? So, you're getting all of these contributions from these names that you didn't expect. And I'm not going to sit here and promise you that Eric Lauer is going to continue to be this good as the season goes on, or even Brendan Little is going to be this good as the season goes on. But you have to hope that when they start to regress, you will see the other shoe drop for the people that you did expect. So you can kind of average it out where it's like, okay, well, if Brendan Little starts to do bad, well, guess what? Now Jeff Hoffman's picking it up, and it's like we're kind of evening out. So if they can stay around this level the whole season long, like a top 10 bullpen and second in whip, I will never complain.
And it's the same thing that goes to that offense. I mean, we've been talking about Santander. Dude's injured. He's off the field. Same with Varsho. He's injured off the field. Well, eventually, August is going to be a month that we play in. September, are you going to see a contributions from Santander producing home runs? And, now Barger doesn't have to carry the team with a 900 OPS every month. But, there will be always that ebbs and flows of baseball. When you're up, and it feels good right now. And you're getting it from contributions like Ernie, like Barger, like all these bullpen guys that you didn't expect. So, Jays are doing pretty good right now. Let's transition a little bit right now. Before we do, let's give a shout out everybody to Amsterdam Brewhouse. Guys, we're having an event literally on Wednesday. 2 days from now, we're going to be watching the second game of the Phillies right there at Amsterdam Brewhouse. Tickets are in the description. I believe they are maybe booked out right now. So if you want to go and secure your spot, either just come down and just like go and be a walk-in for Blue Jays Today. You can just say, hey, I'm here for Blue Jays Today. Or go to nationgear.ca, go to the events page, click on the Blue Jays Today event that we have there with Amsterdam, and secure your tickets that way, guys. We hope to see y'all there.
Yeah,
should be a great time.
It's actually going to be lots of fun, folks. We're literally just going to go there and hang out with you, sit, drink, and watch baseball, but like in person.
In person.
So,
we'll do a mini podcast at like 6, and we'll like include some of you guys in it, and then we're just watching baseball. No live play-by-play, just hanging
we're just hanging out, eating, drinking, having a great time. So if that sounds at all interesting to you, which I imagine it should, considering we have 160 people on a Monday afternoon tuning in to listen to us talk about baseball. So if that sounds interesting to you, then come on down. It's going to be great. 245 Queens, Key West, Amsterdam Brewhouse. Yeah, man.
Let's do it. Let's do it, guys. All right, let's move on. And let's talk about a really tough team that we're about to face this week. Let's get out of all the hype, because you even said it before we started rolling on this podcast. We're super hype. It feels really good right now. But let's ground ourselves.
Oh, wait a second. I haven't gassed myself up yet.
Oh.
And nobody in the chat's gassed me up either, okay? What did I say? What did I say last Blue Jays Today show on Friday? What did I say? I said we are a product of our opposition. We are a product of our opponent. We are going to sweep. These guys have terrible pitching. Athletics. Terrible pitching. We are going to sweep them. Our run differential is going to be amazing. I said that we're going to score 30 runs by the time it's all said and done. We even surpassed that. 39 runs is the total when it was all said and done. I just want to make that very clear. That is what I said.
Nick,
but I also, the whole point of that, the reason I went down that tangent, I also said we will probably be humbled because we're going to be gassed up. We will probably be humbled when we take on the Phillies in this early part of the next week, which is obviously now.
Okay.
So, we're all hyped up.
Right.
We might get humbled.
Right. Okay. Well, let's talk about that right here. The Phillies coming into town. They're a really good ball team. I want to pull up their numbers right here. They're one of the best, if not the best, in all of baseball. I think they're top 3 in our latest ESPN Power Rank.
Yeah, they 100% are, man. They are very, very good.
They've got they're 7th in runs scored in all of baseball. They've got a starting pitcher ERA of 11th in all of baseball. Bullpen always been the Phillies' problem. They just don't have a good bullpen. So if you can get through the first 6 innings and you can get to that bullpen and it's even or close, or you're winning by a little bit, you might have a chance to beat those Phillies. Let's see if we can start doing that this Tuesday when you got Zach Wheeler up against Bowden Francis. What are your thoughts? Zach Wheeler also probably a top 3 Cy Young candidate at this point in the NL.
Yeah, he is.
Bowden Francis is not that in the AL. What are your thoughts and predictions, Nick?
So listen, this is a much different ball team than the Athletics. I see F. Truba in here saying that, I said we'd score over 7, and we did, and it was great. I don't think that we're going to score 7 here in this one, folks. This is a different ball team, and albeit their bullpen's not very good, but Zach Wheeler, he is one of the best, and that lineup, too, is phenomenal. Bryce Harper, by the way, I think he is healthy at this point, so he'll be in that lineup. Baum's good. There's the whole goddamn team good. So
the whole team's good. Schwarber's one of them going nuclear right now.
Yeah. I do still believe that we are a product of our opponent. I still think that we play to them and their strengths, their weaknesses. I like the momentum that we have, but we're going to ground ourselves here. I do think that we will lose to the Philadelphia Phillies in Game 1 with their best pitcher going up against our worst pitcher.
Yeah. Now, you guys know I've been doing kind of the opposite town when it comes to picking these Phillies, these series. However, I did step out of it for the A's, and I said we'd win 3 of 4. We swept them, and I did step out of a little bit. So I am stepping out a little bit more, because I just do have a hard time seeing Francis go up against that very good Phillies lineup and do work. He did do some good work against Texas, but that was the Texas lineup. This is a different lineup.
Yeah.
And Wheeler is a very solid pitcher. I do think we're going to lose this one. I am stepping out. This is a very hard matchup and off day. Off day today.
Off day, and we know that they actually do struggle after the off days for whatever reason. They just lose the momentum. But I also want to be clear in saying, because we put in the title here, are they for real? Talking about the Toronto Blue Jays. This is the series to prove it.
It is.
Right?
If you actually beat the Phillies at home, then you're real.
You're for real, right? Because my whole thing the last couple weeks has been, well, they play to their opponent. And, okay, the Rangers are great at pitching and they can't score runs, so we don't score any runs. And, we just edge them out, but it's a battle between mid. Oakland's terrible when it comes to pitching, so we score a bunch and then we give up a bunch. Like, if you beat the Phillies, that narrative can go away now. And it's like, okay, actually, you can handle good teams because these guys are good at almost everything other than bullpen.
Yeah, like if Barger can get a 2-out RBI double, that takes the lead
off of this guy,
off of Zach Wheeler, that's pretty damn good, right? Let's move on to game 2, because right now we're saying we both lose. So if they want to be real, they got to win game 2 and they got to win game 3. You've got Jose Berrios up against Sanchez, and Sanchez has been very good for these Phillies.
Yeah, and again, it doesn't get that much easier. That being said, though, we are at home. We are cooking with some gas. You had the off day. You lose that first one. Maybe it's a tight ball game, but then, offense starts to come to life again, remembers what they did on the weekend, remembers how to swing the baseball bat. I will say that we win this one. Probably another tight affair. You're going to need La Maquina to shove like he did this past outing against the Athletics. So hopefully he saved a couple good innings, because that was great stuff that we saw from him. Yeah. But hopefully he saved a couple good innings for these Phillies here.
Yeah, you know what? La Maquina has that ability after and I feel like it's going to be a very tough game for the pitching staff on Tuesday. He has that ability to you need me to give you 7, coach? All right, I'll give you 7. 1 earned, 2 earned runs.
Yeah, but he also has the ability to be like, oh, you need me to go 2 1/3 and give up a 4 or a 3-run jack.
I haven't seen too much other than game 1 of the season. I haven't seen too much of that Jose Berrios, but he does it all the time. He does it all the time. He has the ability to do it, man. And I'm stepping out of my predictions. Actually, no. If I was to step into my predictions of picking the opposite, I would say Blue Jays win. So I'll step back in. Blue Jays win this one.
Blue Jays lose game 1. They win game 2. That's where we're at. And then the final game right here. Rubber match. They got Abel here. Mick Abel on the bump. He looks to be a young kid. 6 innings pitched. It was perfect. However, we are talking about a rookie.
Against Pittsburgh. Okay, that doesn't count. And you're up against Chris Bassett. Chris Bassett should win you this series.
So the question is, are they for real or are they not?
Let's see. Well, Bassett, actually, he pitched for the Mets, so he's pitched against this Phillies team quite often. Castellanos got good numbers. He actually messes up Bryce Harper.
He handles Harper pretty
handles
good.
Kepler. Man, yeah, I'm really stepping out of my my prediction thing. I feel like more times than not, we should lose this series against the Phillies. More times than not. But if you can somehow scrape and scratch and claw your way to victory, then you are legit. I don't know, man.
Look, ultimately, I actually do know. For me, I think that they will lose this game, and they will lose the series, and it will suck, and I said that we'll be humbled and everything like that. I hope I'm wrong, but I need to see them prove to me that they are for real first, and this is the series to prove it. So I'm going to predict that they lose this game, and that we win 1, we lose 2. I really hope that Bassett can push in here and surprise us all. But that Phillies lineup, I can't sleep on it. They are phenomenal.
Phillies are on a 4-game losing streak. I forgot.
That's another thing, though. That's another thing.
They got swept by the Brewers this past weekend. I'm going to say we win this series.
All right.
I'm going to say we win it, and they are for real, and it'll be a grind and gritty. Honestly, folks, a 2-1 series win over the Phillies is going to feel a lot better than a 4-game sweep. Because of what we're saying right now.
Yeah, because you do feel like you're there, right? And if they do pull that off, they would be 4 games above 500, which is a great spot to be. And we are just starting. We are just starting. Now that it's June, you can slowly start to think a little bit about that trade deadline. this is where you want to be, right? This is where you want to be walking in, or getting into those conversations. They got a tough month of June here.
They do.
We understand it's going to be very, very difficult because it goes Phillies at home. Then you're going to get Twins, Cardinals, and Phillies again on the road. So
and Cardinals are good this year for those who haven't been paying attention.
Cardinals are good this year. Exactly. Twins are good this year.
Yeah.
And, of course, Phillies are Phillies in Philadelphia. That's going to be a really tricky one. And then, after that whole stretch of shit, you got Arizona. And finally, you get easy stuff with the White Sox.
Yeah.
But, like, the next 2 to 3 weeks of baseball are going to be pretty difficult against quality teams above 500.
Yeah, and we saw the Blue Jays go 16-12 in the month of May, and we've been asking, we needed a good month, and we got it. That's great. We're above 500. Now, this month of May, looking at our opponents, we need to be at least 500, maybe a couple games above for me to still be buying into this team. We need to have a good month of June.
If you're still, when June is up, because now it's like we're really getting into that, okay, are we buying? Are we selling? Right now, we're certainly not selling. But, are we really going after it? If you can be 500 this month or even just a game or two above that, and when it's all said and done, you are 3-4 games above 500 walking into July, Ross Atkins is going to push all the chips in.
He should.
He will, though. He genuinely will. He knows that this is it for him, and he's got to make playoffs. And if he is a game and a half out of a wild card spot, like, we're going all in.
Which is exactly where the Blue Jays
Which is where we are
right now. And also, Leah in here, I kind of feel this. Leah's saying, knowing Jays, we get swept. Yeah. And I could see that happening. Like, that could actually be a reality.
Look, that's the roller coaster of this season. And until they can prove that they are consistently good, anything can happen. That's why I said we lose. I hope I'm wrong. Hopefully they win this series and show Philadelphia that they are the squad that we believe they can be.
Well, before we move on and talk about the wheel and spin it and have some fun, guys, let's give a quick shout out here to the sponsor of this Blue Jays Today show.
Whoa, time for a quick shout out to the sponsor of this video. Hit your picks and knock it out of the park with Betway. Scan the QR code down below to join the action. Only available in Ontario. Must be 19 years of older to participate. Please play responsibly. Now, everyone, back to the content. Shout out to Betway, everybody. We got the Athletics and the Blue Jays line right there. I hope you guys chose Blue Jays because just kind of makes sense.
Hold on, I got an updated version right here. Here it is. Boom. Because we're talking about playoff. Oh, no, that's not it either. Well, apparently it didn't want to save for me. Well, the line is supposed to be Blue Jays AL East winner. This is a crazy odd. The Blue Jays to win the AL East, the odds are 15 times your money back. We're 5.5 games back of the New York Yankees. You know what's crazy? New York Yankees odds is 1.02. They're giving them a 1.02 multiplier. So if you bet $100, you'd win $2, which I think is actually kind of crazy.
Well, I'd never do that.
I would never do that.
Never do that because if like any number of things could go wrong. I also don't know if I'd actually put any money on the Jays.
Yeah, 1 in 15 times they somehow magically find a way to win the AL East.
I'm not saying it's impossible.
I think it's not a bad line. The funny thing is, last time we did this line, it got worse, and they actually got better.
Right.
So did the Yankees.
Yeah.
So, 15 times your money, guys. If you want to go play on Betway, click the link in the details section.
Yeah, scan the QR code, guys. You can hop right onto there. It's time to make our selections for the week. It is time to spin that wheel.
The spinning fortune, baseball, colorful, future determining, stat analyzing, and it's a wheel that we spin every week.
It's a wheel that we spin every single week. I believe it was your week.
It was my week, and I had a very nice week.
Yeah.
The first sweep. Hey, a sweep.
There you go.
Blue Jays swept. I swept. We got 3. Vladdy had 1 more walk than Kirk. Just edged him out. Funny thing, Francis and Breos both go scoreless in the routings, but Breos 1 more inning and 1 less hit. So the worst one technically was Francis. And then Clase got 1 stolen base. Springer 0. So I got a pretty good week. So Nick, you got to have some good picks here.
Yeah, I do. I really need that bonus player to hit for me, man.
Yeah.
Just lock in a category. You guys let us know who you're riding with in this one.
And who would you pick for each category? What are we going to get here? We're going to get stolen base.
For crying out loud, man. I mean, Go ahead.
You want me to
It's all
go?
yours, man.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay. So who did what? Obviously, I knew that Clase had the 1, but who else is doing things? Where is my stats?
This
Here
is
we
look.
go.
This is as much as a coin flip as anything, man. Like, you know, now
I know.
Jimenez might be back, so
Jimenez might be back. Okay. Stolen bases for the Blue Jays last 15 days. Oh, Jesus. Clase's led the team in stolen bases in the last 15 days with 2. But Jimenez is coming back. And you want me to go first? Yeah.
Go ahead.
You know what? I'm going to take a shot. I'm going to say Jimenez is going to steal some bases when he's back with the team.
All right.
I'm going to take a shot and say he's going
Yeah.
to steal some bases. Yeah, let's go Jimenez. Jimenez is back.
okay. Well, I have to take Clase.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing else I can do, man.
Yeah,
Gotta
yeah.
take him.
Yeah, that's fair. All right,
Will
guys.
Clase get playing time? Oh, God only knows, Sophie. I don't fucking know.
He didn't get any playing time, and he still won the category last week.
Yeah.
So that's what it
That's
was.
all I can do.
Yep. All right.
Spin the wheel. What is number 2 gonna be? Still have not hit the bonus player.
Oh, worst
Worst J.
J.
Yeah,
I think I literally
God
have that.
damn it.
Yeah. All right, your pick.
Wow, same categories as last week so far.
Yeah.
I mean, it does feel like it just feels like Bowden Francis is the best selection by a whopping.
Yeah.
But hold up. Let me see because I hate doing the exact same thing every single time. You know, what's the batters up to? You
What
know?
are the batters up to? Batters last 15.
I could choose Jimenez.
You could choose Jimenez. Last 15.
Problem is all the batters are good. Everyone's good right now.
Miles Straw technically last 15.
And anyone who's bad isn't playing.
Barshow's out. Yeah. Bobichette. I mean, that's just 15 days. Bobichette's been better than that. Yeah.
All right, give me Bowden Francis. It's boring, but it's, you know, look, he's up against the Phillies after an off day. What else am I gonna do here, guys?
And you know what? Because BREWHOUSE is going up against the Phillies too. We say we were gonna lose that one. Yeah, give me BREWHOUSE.
It's all look. This is I forced you into it. It's not a great spot. You did it to me last week. I don't like it, but this is what it has to be, right? So. Give me the goddamn bonus player, please.
Which one is the bonus?
I actually don't even know.
This is average. Oh, we're gonna get. Oh.
It's so weighted. It's so weighted.
It's so weighted. Oh my God! It's still going. What is that?
What is that?
Bonus player.
Oh shit!
Jeez.
All right, okay, we get to go twice.
Wow. I was gonna say we never had average, so I'm pretty sure this thing is weighted.
Yeah, it's got. Well, we just watched it. That has to have been.
And home run, you get a bonus pick. So you obviously pick first. So you do a little snake. So you pick, then I pick, then you pick.
Yeah. Okay. So obviously, Addison Barger was killer with it.
Mm-hmm.
We know Bo is good. We know.
Very good. Last 15 days, yeah. Bo, Bichette, Vlad, George all have 3.
Yeah.
And of course, it's Ernie with 2.
Okay, I get a bonus pick, so I'll take Vlad off the board, and then you get to make your choice, and I will happily take somebody else along with him.
What's the chat saying? Barger or Bo? Barger. You know, I feel like I gotta go Barger. He is going nuclear, but did he use all of his home runs? I don't know. Or do I take the... Is Bo a safe pick, though? You know what I mean? Like, if I'm looking at Barger, I'm looking at Bo, I'm like, who's going to give me more home runs? I would say Barger. I mean, this guy's exit velo is literally up there with Shohei Ohtani.
Maybe the guy who, like, looks like he could be a fucking superhero. You know?
All right, I'm going Barger, which means you're probably going to go Bo then.
I think that's the right select. Can I see again?
It would be Springer, who has 3, and then Ernie with 2.
Yeah, we're definitely not choosing Ernie. I love you, Ernie, but can't be doing that. Dalton Varsho is out. So. Santander out. Gonna have to be Bo Bichette. Yeah. It's going to have to be Bo Bichette, everybody. All right, I'll take Bo and Vlad, man. Bo and Vlad, sure.
There we go. All right, guys, that is the wheel. Let us know who you'd be riding with this week in this wheel. I do like Nick's picks right there, especially with the bonus player. That's how it goes. But guys, thank you so much for tuning into this Blue Jays Today show. If you're feeling the hype, let us know in the comments down below. Everybody.
Yeah, please make sure to hit that like button, smash that subscribe button. $4 a month become a YouTube membership, and thank you to all of our current YouTube members. You guys are amazing.
Guys, thank you so much for watching.
And as always,
go Jays, go!
3 games above 500, baby.